very clear from the weight of evidence that we received as a committee that there is absolutely no evidence to support the approach which is being taken by the Minister, which he regards as being precautionary on the basis that there may be evidence of harm arising from the use of e-cigarettes in the future. In fact, all of the evidence suggested that e-cigarettes were much, much safer for people to use than is the case for smoking tobacco. Public Health England's piece of work, which collated evidence from a wide range of sources around the world, clearly demonstrated that. And of course, the committee found that these were very much safer to use than tobacco smoking. The Minister contended that e-cigarettes were a gateway into smoking. All of the evidence suggests actually that they're a gateway out of smoking for many people, and certainly are leading to a reduction in the tobacco smoking which is going on in Wales amongst those who actually use e-cigarettes. And of course, that is why there were so many voices, a chorus of voices that we heard that were against the Minister's proposals. The Centre for Drug Misuse Research, the Royal College of Physicians, Ash Cymru, Tenefus Cancer Care, the British Lung Foundation, Cancer Research UK, and many others, suggesting that it's a draconian approach like this that actually sends the wrong message about e-cigarettes to those people who are contemplating making the switch in order to improve their health. So I would ask you, Minister, to listen carefully to that chorus of voices, listen to their advice. I acknowledge that you've tried to make some concessions this afternoon, but frankly, they don't go far enough. They still give a message that e-cigarettes are harmful to people's health. I don't want to send that message. I believe it could lead to more public harm than public good for the health of this nation if that way is pursued. So I do ask you, Minister,
really
Can I therefore then turn to the issue of cigarettes and vaping? The Minister began by defending his stance by invoking the precautionary principle. We've spent a lot of time talking about the precautionary principle. But to be precautionary, it is necessary to take all effects into account, the effects of over-regulating as well as under-regulating. And it is my belief that before legislating, we need to take the precaution not to lose the undoubted benefits of moving people off traditional tobacco and onto vaping devices. As we heard from Cancer Research UK and eminent chest physicians, we could prevent literally tens of thousands of premature deaths if we could persuade those who are addicted to traditional tobacco products to move on to e-cigarettes. As the British Heart Foundation told the committee, cigarettes kill 1 in 2 of their long-term users. A smoker switching from cigarettes to e-cigarettes is moving from a far more to a less risky behaviour, and it is wrong to seek to discourage this. We believe that these proposals will not improve public health in Wales and may in fact have the potential to damage it. That was a view that was shared by Tenefus Cancer Care, and only last night the British Lung Foundation emailed all Assembly members to ask them to vote against the provisions of this bill. Now, none of those organisations could be accused of being apologists for the tobacco industry. They deal day in, day out with the consequences of the tobacco industry, and they see value in keeping a distinction, a very clear distinction between traditional tobacco and vaping. And let's talk about the gateway effect. Now, Ash Cymru's survey showed that regular users of e-cigarettes by never smokers was absolutely negligible at 0.16%. There is no evidence, none at all, that these products act as a gateway to traditional tobacco products. They are used practically exclusively to enable those smokers to cut down on their tobacco usage or to quit altogether. And I am very fearful that if we treat these products in the same way, the research that has been carried out by other people that demonstrates that people take the decision not to switch because they equate the two products as being equally dangerous to their health, and therefore there is no value in switching, will be detrimental. A stage 1 debate, presiding officers, asks us to make a judgment on the principles behind the legislation. This bill seeks to enhance and promote public health in Wales. As it is currently drafted, the inclusion of the e-cigarettes measure does not do that, and therefore we cannot support it.
Related illnesses, tobacco, cigarette smoking, obesity, children living in poverty, the need to increase immunisation levels, add tackling substance misuse and mental illness to this list, and you would have the most vital public health issues on which the Welsh Government needs to take action. And what are we talking about? vaping. I mean, no one is going to argue against the suggestion that matters covered in this bill don't deserve some attention. But please, let's get our priorities right. Please look more closely at the evidence for and against the banning the use of e-cigarettes as and when more and better evidence becomes available. Do not jump to hasty conclusions. I believe strongly the government's targeting of e-cigarettes, trying to put them in the same box as tobacco, is ill-informed and misunderstands the point of them. I believe it dangerously understands their potential value in helping people to quit tobacco. I'd like to focus on a number of areas, particularly from the committee stage, which underscores the wrong direction of this bill when it comes to vaping. In paragraph 110 of the committee report, the work of the Public Health England and ASH is noted, which showed a study in which 20% of those questioned now believe that vaping is as bad or worse than tobacco. This is a mistaken view. It's a view which was taken hold in part because of actions like the government want to take. If the position of authorities becomes one where, for all intent and purposes, vaping is treated the same way as tobacco, then it should surprise no one when people continue to smoke tobacco. And this is what I believe will happen. Treating these products with pariah status will lead to many people who want to quit but need the help of e-cigarettes being put off their use. How many lives could potentially be lost in this way? The issue of shared shelters we spoke about. It's an important point. I believe this will normalise vapers with smokers. And I believe an error has been made by the Minister when he said, and I quote directly, "People are making choices here and nobody is forced to use an e-cigarette or a conventional cigarette or stand next to anybody using either." Now, this view, with the greatest of respect, Minister, because I have respect for you, demonstrates a lack of understanding and maybe a lack of empathy on the nature of addiction. Of course, in theory, everybody could stop smoking tomorrow. We could all stop drinking, or those people could stop using drugs or even cheese. I wish I'd never said that. But the point of addiction is that it's a habit that becomes a requirement for some people. And simply dismissing the legitimate concerns of those who have fought and battled to stop using tobacco, on their worries of having to be exposed to tobacco smoke when they're vaping or trying to quit, is almost offensive now. So, look, I'm concluding, I'm good on time, I'm concluding by asking, when did the evidence is not conclusive, another quote, become a rallying call to ban something or regulate something? What there is clear evidence of is that e-cigarettes have helped millions of people to stop smoking tobacco or seriously reduce their intake. People have quit smoking after decades of smoking. They've becoming resigned to a fate of never being able to quit, and now they can. E-cigarettes have brought hope and a better health to countless numbers of people. There are people in this very room who have stopped smoking even by using these devices. The worst decision we could make now would be to start treating these products the same as tobacco by being overzealous. We cannot allow our anti-smoking prejudice and the distaste with the behaviour of smoking overcome our goals for sound, evidence-based public health decisions. And I would like the government to withdraw the vaping measures from this bill. Keep the options open to revisit the issue in future, but these measures are the wrong decisions at the wrong time. For that reason, I will be voting against the general principles today, and I urge other members to do exactly the same and join with me, the Royal College of Physicians, British Lung Foundation, Cancer Research UK, ASH, Drug Misuse Research, Royal College of Midwives, Lloyd Pharmacy, Tenevis, British Heart Foundation and Public Health England. The list goes on. I rest my case. Thank you.